What's going on, man? You didn't tune in to 163 The Veil Podcast. I'm your boy Ab G. Today, man, I will say we got a special guest, but he ain't no damn guest, man. This is my brother. I remember when I first moved to Louisville, I was working at Target, man, and me and this guy here, we used to always just have dope conversation about music. For like hours at work, bro. Even when we were supposed to be working, dog, we would just be talking about music even after work, bro. And when he decided to rap, I already knew that he was going to be dope because the people that was his favorite artists and who he listened to in the conversation, I know he was going to be a dope MC. Like it's a difference between rappers and MC. I consider him an MC because the type of music that he make dope music where you can ride with your homeboys, you can ride with your girl and chill. Man, he make vibe type of music to make you little young knuckleheads think.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying, to put out good material, man. And when I started this podcast, I said, man, I want to, show love to the people that I respect, whether it's you do music, sports, or whatever like that. And I'm a big fan, but I ain't just saying that 'cause it's my brother, but he just make dope music, man. And if you see me post something on my Instagram or my Facebook, I'm not putting bullshit out there. Like this man here, bro, is my brother. I love him to death, man. When I hit him up, he hit me back and say, hey, bro, let's do it this weekend, bro. That just show you what type of dude he is, man. And there's no other than my dog, Eddy-King, man.
My boy, man. And that was one hell of an intro, man. Thanks for having me again.
Oh man, you're welcome, bro. For people that don't know, you from Texas, right? Louisville. The reason
Yeah,
why I asked Louisville because I knew that
yeah,
we were working, so I wanted to know, like, you from Louisville?
yeah. So originally from Dallas, but
Okay.
I mean, look, I was born in Dallas, but I was spent about 7 years in Irving, Texas,
Hmm.
then moved to Carrollton, and I've been in Carrollton for most of my life. And then I'm
Okay.
in Louisville in 2017.
Okay. Okay. And when I had met you, you was in college, right?
Yeah, yeah, I was in college, man. Just little baby face in college, man.
I remember.
haven't really haven't really been outside of the whole school umbrella, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
still living with my folks, just still, you know, even to this day, still trying to figure it out, but trying to figure it out much more than then, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Absolutely, as we all do.
yeah, so yeah, just young backpacker.
So as a kid, what's some
Yeah,
of the music that you grew up listening to that your parents
yeah.
was listening to when you was a little bitty pup, man? Like what's some of the music that you were listening to?
Oh man. We go from Al Green to Michael Jackson's, Prince. My dad was on Sade, Fela, because I come from a Nigerian background.
Okay, I didn't know that, man.
Yeah, my mom and my dad are Nigerian. My mom's half Irish and half Nigerian, and my dad is full blown Nigerian. And grew up on a lot of, I would say, a lot of traditional Afrobeat. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like just that people like to deem Caribbean, but we got to bring it right back to Africa, Africa. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like I grew up on that stuff pretty heavy. I grew up on it's a lot of old soul too. Like we talking about the Barry Whites, we talking about the Isaac Hayes. We had that man, we had the Shaft soundtrack playing. You know what I'm saying? We had that playing a lot.
Right.
Just a lot of oldies, but we mixed in a little bit of R&B and hip hop in there, but
Right.
it was primarily those things, and of course, jazz was another
Right.
thing too. Um, my dad loves jazz. He's always had me riding around with him, and he just had the jazz station on, and just that musicality from a young age was already kind of something I was attracted to, like jazz and all that was like one of my first musical loves, man.
You
But
sound like my household, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
crazy. I can go on and on, man. I really can. But ultimately, that led to just, I mean, you got to get that old hip hop in there somewhere. And sure enough, when I was, around first grade,
I
I
just
heard,
about to ask you, how old were you when you and who introduced you to rap? And how did your parents feel about that when about you listening to hip hop at a young age?
yeah, to be honest with you, so I kind of discovered it myself.
Hmm.
Um, I I'd sneak watching BET, like, you know, certain shows and all that type of stuff. Like 106 in Park, you know, they have certain videos where it's like, dang, little kids should be seeing some of this. Like, you
Right.
know, I don't know if they should, but I'd sneak away to watch them, like them old Jay-Z videos, you know, them old Ludacris videos and all that type of stuff.
Beat
uh,
uncut.
hey, 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 I ain't say that, you know what I'm saying? But you know, if you know, you know.
Right.
But now, like around 6 or 7, you know, I used to go to a daycare called Kindercare,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, a lot of kids would be bumping. You know, little kids my age, they was the ones that was introducing me to Dr. Dre and you know, Outkast and just, you know, a bunch of those kind of artists,
Right.
Ludacris, all of that. And I was about to say before the song necessary, like that specifically really got me really curious about rap was Miss Jackson by
Oh,
Outkast.
right. Right.
I used to really love Andre 3000's part, me and your daughter
And
got
we talked.
something going on. Like that was just like it was so weird, you know, like as a
mm-hmm.
kid. But like I've always kind of gravitated towards that unorthodox, you know, just outside of traditional, you know, what you would expect from rap. So
Mm-hmm.
out of the box kind of hip hop is what always stood out to me as a kid.
Right. So did your parents ever catch you listening to hip hop in your room and just jamming out?
Several times, several times. I like just in terms of like they'd hear me listen to like the radio, but
Mm-hmm.
then I remember specifically when I was around in 7th grade, 6th grade, something like that, a CD like you know, Thug Motivation 101 by Jeezy, you know, like just a CD like that, knowing, you know, explicit content. Like I ain't got no radio edits on that. I'm trying to
Right.
listen to what Jeezy talking about. You know what I mean? Like my rebellious ass as a kid was trying to like, you know, just get a little bit of that little thug motivation, even though I know
Right.
damn well, you know, I ain't no thug, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
But you know, just that energy. I was attracted to that. I was listening to the Game's old albums and all that. And I remember specifically, my dad, he hated the fact that I was listening to stuff like that. He took my CD player, you know, and just didn't want me to listen to no shit like that because he just thought it would be a bad
It sound
influence.
like my pops.
Yeah, you can relate, huh?
Yeah, yeah, man. How many rap tapes he didn't broke of mine, man, when I was a little bitty.
Man, it was just kind of it was frowned upon, right? Because what they put out there is
Mm-hmm.
just the perception that it's something that's going to stain your mind frame,
Right.
you know, this make you not make you the person that is not going to be responsible, make you, you know, all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to make you think, okay, all right, you're just going to become one of those delinquents, one of those people
Right.
that really did nothing done when you listen to rap, which was complete polar opposite. Rap motivated me. Rap gave me a sense of purpose, I would say.
Right.
And yeah, I love it. I'm forever in debt to hip hop.
Yeah, me as well, bro. I remember my mama had bought me G Code. That was the first album that I bought. And it was the cassette tape. G Code was Juvenile, and I was listening to it in my room. And my dad is strict, like you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying. And he
same,
came in
same.
and checked the tape out and broke the little piece of the little tape and you know. So
Yeah,
I had to tie it back up with a knot and carry
yeah.
on, man. For real, for real.
Man, let me tell you, when my dad would take those CDs and put them in his office, I know exactly where he put them.
You to go get them, huh?
Hey, hey, man, listen, we on camera. I can't say nothing.
Right, 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 right.
You know,
So so at what age you say, you know what, I want to rap?
I want to rap.
Yeah. How old when you say I want to rap?
9 years old.
Oh, okay.
I was 9 years old, man. I remember specifically, I was in 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I was in 4th grade, and I was writing raps in my class. We were supposed to be doing some sort of assignment or whatever during those classes, that specific class.
Mm-hmm.
I found a way to write a little rap. It wasn't great or none. I mean, granted, this is
Do
my
you
first
remember your first rap?
rap. Do I,
You're
I remember my first rap? I don't remember my first rap from 4th grade. I do kind of remember my first rap from 6th grade or like right around that time. I was like, look at them boys walking down the street, walk around, you know, that we got the heat. And then like something like in that realm, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shout out to my boy Anthony Partee, you know what I'm saying? He was a good friend of mine growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I remember specifically we was in the back of a bus going to some field trip to like some hockey stadium out here. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember the name of, maybe the tornado, something Texas Twisters or something like that. I don't remember the name, but we would go into some kind of hockey facility, and sure enough, I was over here writing a rap, and that's what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, believe it or not, like you know, I'm from Louisiana, so I'm from like a little small country town called Centerville. A lot of people think it's in Mississippi, but no, it's Centerville, Louisiana, right? And
Word.
believe it or not, Texas music raised a lot of us. Like we used to be in the cafeteria. I'm gonna come down. It's your boy.
Word.
Like some like I was a like even to the day, I'm still a big fan of Texas music. Like Zero, like all you know all y'all like
Okay, of course.
yeah
ABN.
like
So many legends, man.
yeah and and I remember my pops had bought us had bought my homeboy a karaoke machine, his mom, and I used to try to lie. I used to try to be a rapper. I ain't gonna lie, but even into my adulthood, when I was like 18, 19, like this one when MySpace was like popping or whatever like that, and I tried to be a rapper. And then like right before my little boy was born, I went back to listen, bro. I was trash, bro. I was like, you know what? I'm better listening at other artists and understanding breaking their music down than me rapping. Like
Mm.
y'all, like people that know how to rap like y'all, that's special because not everybody can do it. I tried to do it, but I was like, you know what, I'm better at talking about music and expressing my way and talking about music than rapping. So for y'all is really blessed and talented because not everybody can do this, man. Like for real, bro. Like I
Word.
said, you a MC, like you rap your ass off, bro. Every project that you come out with, it
Yeah.
be dope. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And you make people think,
Yeah.
and you don't make club bangers, you make classic music. That's why I be trying to get people to understand the difference between a Nas and a Boosie. Because I got a cousin, I ain't gonna say his name, but he swear
Word.
to God that Boosie was better than Nas because Boosie was in the club. But I'm
Word.
like, a club song is only hot until the next hot song come out in the club.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not everybody gonna make a back that ass up that's gonna outlive itself, right?
Right. Right. Right.
And so for me, not like people like you make classic albums
Mm.
that from 10 years from now you can go back and listen to it and be like, damn, like, and still learn something from it. And it still
Right.
is relevant to what's going on in the world today, man.
That's a goal.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like I
Yeah.
was saying, like when we're talking about music
Yeah.
and then seeing some of your favorite artists and who influenced you, I
Yeah.
knew that you was gonna be successful because you wasn't listening to no bullshit, right?
Right.
And so so when you took this rap thing seriously, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's some of the advice somebody told you, and how did your parents like feel about you, like really taking this seriously, and then and being good at it?
Mm-hmm. Man, I say this a lot, man. This is something that I heard that I never forgot. Temporary pain for long-term gain. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You go through the ringer. You know what I mean? You go through the ringer. It's gonna be a lot of doubts. Gonna be a lot of self-doubt that's placed
Right.
upon you with this rap shit. Um, it's like being an entrepreneur, right? No one gonna
Mm-hmm.
believe in the vision more than you. You know what I mean? You know you're a great rapper. You know you can get there. You know that you never at your peak unless you put that peak on yourself.
Right.
Don't let nobody put no peak on you. You know, there's no such thing as a peak. You're gonna continue to keep elevating. How you think a Hove gets better with each year. You know,
Right.
how you think a Nas gets better with each year. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like how you think these legends continue to just push the bar each and each. They don't believe in a peak.
Right.
They don't believe in it's limitless, right? So that's something that I remember. Another thing too is it's really important just to be yourself in this shit.
Right.
Because that you're not yourself, you got to put on some mask and just be like, this little caricature of what you want to be. Well, you're not really that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like I told you right out the gate, I ain't no thug. But, you know,
Absolutely.
at the same time, though, don't get it twisted. right? But
Right.
I don't look for violence. I don't look to incite any kind of, harm to nobody. I look to elevate and whatever it is that I put out, and make sure people feel like, they can push on with whatever the hell they want to do with their life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They last names, they want to provide for that. You know what I'm saying? So what
Right.
you do, you gotta work every motherfucker in that building. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And just keep your head down, keep working, and you can be selfish with your time if the time is selfless.
Right.
If the intent is selfless. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? If you're using that selfish time, quote unquote, to
Mm-hmm.
better outside of yourself. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
The better those who don't even know you. The intent is pure. Remain pure. That's that's what I would say. It's a lot in there, but it all comes down to just being pure with this and being true to this and having integrity more than
Man,
anything.
that's what's up. And one thing about you, bro, you always been a stand-up guy. Like since I've been knowing you, bro, even when we had went out to the
Thank
club
you.
and we had fun, man, you always been a stand-up guy. And I truly believe in good things happen to good people, man. And you definitely one of those good people, bro. And the success is going to keep going and going because, like I say, your music, I never heard a bad song from you yet, right? Never. And I ain't just saying that because I'm on here with you, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't believe I'm not a yes man. Like I don't, I'm
I know.
respectful at the same time, but I don't blow smoke up people's heads. That's just not my thing. And all your music, but like you one of them artists that I wish I can get an album from every month because I'm selfish like that. Like if I'm like you one of my favorite artists, like honestly, and you just put out like just good music, good vibe music. Like I can just, like I said, I can just be chilling with my girl, man, and I could put it on, and it's not none of that rah rah shit. Like you just put out dope
Yeah.
projects after dope projects, right? And to get into your album Overtime, right?
Mhm.
Where did that name come from? And what went into this whole project as a whole? Like what went into this and say, I want to make this project.
Right, right. So the funny thing about this project, the name, it was something that came to so naturally towards the end of the creation process because my first song that I recorded for this project was back in like 2018. You
Right.
know, this was well before my first project.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, at least this past year or so, or honestly, shoot, it's been several years, right?
Right.
Just constantly just doing, um, just I felt like I was literally putting overtime in everything that I was doing, whether it was my day job all the way to my passion, which
Mm-hmm.
is the music, the
Music.
clothing, all of that, right? And then as these songs began to just form and take on this like final, you know, final state, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just felt more and more as I kept listening to the songs, and they weren't in the order that we have now. They weren't sequenced the way that it is now. Like I just kept listening to them different playlists that I created on my phone. I was like, the underlying message is there about getting better over time.
Right.
I mean, so that flip as to putting in overtime to get better over time. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, that whole that whole theme started to really culminate. I felt like in the music, and
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty much what it was. And not to forget as well, even the soundscape when you listen to it, it's supposed to be literally from when you wake up to when you go to sleep, or you get to the very last joint, which I don't want to I don't want to spoil it if you haven't heard it, but it's really a matter of
What you talking about? Overtime?
yeah,
Yeah,
like
I heard it. Come on, man. Like that's why
yeah,
we.
yeah, yeah. So come around me, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 a.m. in the summer night, like, oh, you still up? Okay.
Right.
I got a little joint, little joint for you for them, close to 2 a.m. in the morning, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? With that special someone or whatever. But all in all, the whole project is supposed to be from the beginning of your day to the end of your day.
And you know what? I got that vibe, right? And
Mm-hmm.
on the project, right, it's three songs that stood out to me. Like the whole project is good, but
Thanks.
you always got those like songs that you just pick out that just like it just draw your attention a little bit more, right? So
Word.
so the first one is pacing, right?
Mm-hmm.
What went into that? To me, this is one of my favorite songs. Like out the whole project, but it's two other ones that I like. I'm like, bro, like it was like one of those things. Like I found one favorite song, then I listened to another album. I'm like, damn, I like this song too. Damn, I like this song too. It's like, but pacing. I mean, the three songs that I'm about to name, right, and ask you about, those three songs that stood out the most to me, and what went into pacing. And the artist that you got featured on there is dope also too. So I was like,
Amazing, man. Shout out to Amora. She didn't have to do that, but she did, and her turnaround time was quick. She
right.
didn't, but yeah,
Shout
so
out to her too.
yeah, shout out to her, man. So what went into pacing was when I made that specific song, I remember pretty clearly. When I made that song specifically, it was, man, it was a cold December, man. It was a cold, I was so down bad.
Right.
Like I had just some bad ish kind of hit me, you know what I'm saying? I was I was going through a breakup, that happened. And just some other circumstances kind of popped up that really had me feeling low myself, really had me feeling down and out. So when I felt like I didn't really have nothing left, I just took it upon myself to write some music. And Pacing was one of those songs that I made during that time. You can say it was more of like almost a mantra to myself, to some sort of reaffirmation for myself, just to kind of like, I take my time, I find a way, like
yeah,
all of that. Like I'm telling myself that, and in turn, I hope it does something for somebody else whenever they hear it. At the end of the day, it's for self, but I really want others to
I
feel
felt it, bro. Like
to feel like they can make it too. Like I'm right there with you, scrolling on your phone. You know what I'm saying? Like just talking about all of that. Like
absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm right there with you. Like I'm no better than nobody else. I'm just trying to pace it. I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to make sure that I remain solid through the process. So that's what that song, essentially, how that came about.
Now, when this song right here surprised the hell out of me. I ain't gonna say it surprised me, but I was like, I mean, he one of the ones. Like he one of those like Rush Hour 1 and 2. How it started off and then how it went into something. I'm like, I'm getting chills right now, and I'm like, he one of those ones. Like I'm like, yeah, he that nigga, man. Like yesterday's price is not today's price, man. Like,
yeah,
so, like how was he going into that song? Because I'm like, bro, the way it was set up, dog, it was, I don't know, retarded.
It's one of my favorites because I ain't gonna hold you, man. Sometimes it's like I don't understand, or not. I don't understand. I think just that feeling of being underestimated came into that one. It's kind of like, I don't know if y'all know, but I rap. I'm not like, of course, I like to get in my bag, my melodic bag. I like to get into, all of that. Like you said, I got songs for the ladies. I got songs where you just chilling with the homies and just vibing to the music. But I wanted to rap on that one. And that I also thought about just a car ride when I made that part one. This car ride, just we on the highway with it. We on I-35, you know what I'm saying? Just I'm just picturing myself leaving Louisville on my way to Dallas, Dallas downtown. And that's kind of what the beat put me in. That soundscape really put me in. Okay, I'm in my Honda Accord, the the 05 joint with a bunch of CDs in it. You know what I mean? Just riding the downtown, just trying to cool my mind off a little bit. And then that part two, shout out to my boy Ben, who made the entire beat. And shout out to that boy Ponder, aka Pop Riff, who engineered it for me. But yeah, like that part two is just, man, we in rush hour for real. We in that traffic, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'm rapping with that sense of, okay, like, I gotta make something out of something now. Like I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. I said exactly what was in my mind in the moment of time, and I laid it down. And that's what came out of it, pretty much.
Bro, as you see, bro, hey, listen, I don't know if you can see it, but I do listen.
I can't see it.
But I do listen. Like, and then the third one, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I fall,
Mm.
that one right there was like, okay, like I get what he's doing here. Like I get what he's saying. I get what he's doing. This is what I needed to hear. Like it
Word.
was like I needed to hear that song. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it motivated me in such a way to where like we're here now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so because like my podcast was something that was supposed to be started a long time ago, but I always had setbacks and setbacks and
Yeah,
setbacks.
I know it.
And when I heard this song, and it just made me, you know what? I can't make no excuses. Like, let me invest in myself. I have the knowledge. Let me, and we here now. And listening to that song, I was like, okay, like I get what he doing here. How do you feel about that song? And what made this song come about?
What made this song come about? You know, so this particular song, this is one of my favorites from the album. Like, that's again, you're gonna hear a lot of just speaking things into existence. I can't fold type of type of music on this project, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that one specifically, the name of the beat itself was "If I Fall," and I just pretty much wrote, "If I fall, like I want you to remember all these things." You know what I'm saying? To where it's like I can't fall when I stay solid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I I thought about that. I just it's a lot. It's hard to articulate because that one specifically was just that grit of just not allowing myself to fold and putting that into music form and just embodying that whole feeling whenever I laid that. So it's hard to really articulate, man. That one was just pure, like again going through the ringer and making something out of that. So
Right.
yeah, that was made in the same vein as pacing.
Okay. 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 Yeah, I feel that.
You
Okay.
know,
Right.
yeah. I hope that answers your question.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now the type of music that you make, right? How is the music scene out there in Texas? And do they show you a lot of love out there? And you know, do y'all pretty much like do they show you love out there? And do they appreciate the type of music that you playing and making and people are people showing you love out there, man? Or like how's the music scene out there?
You know, I'll say this because with Texas, there's a specific kind of music that gets the forefront,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, there's a lot of club music that's always going to get that forefront love, but there's a lot of dope artists out here too, specifically in DFW area, in the
Mm-hmm.
Arlington, especially. I got a lot of great homies out there that make incredible music. Shout out to my boy Chef D. He's on the album.
Shout
Uh,
out.
he's on Aura. Um, and in Dallas as well, a lot of great artists out there in Dallas too. But I think we're on the brink of, I want to say, I don't want to say necessarily reversing it, but
Mm-hmm.
having that balance to where you got those artists who
Right.
have more of the substance that
Mm-hmm.
are to the forefront, and then you still got your Dallas, your club kind of oriented artists, right?
Right.
But I just want it to be more balanced. I don't want to say I want one to be over the other because it's hip hop at the end of the day. But I feel like there needs to be just more of that balance that's pushed to the forefront instead of one being the one that is. Which, look, I get it, especially when you got radio and all that involved. Like I get it. You got to get your spins. People got to eat. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
um, it's one thing to have those gifts, and then there's another thing to have those gifts and use it towards, you know, enhancing somebody, inspiring somebody for real, right?
Right.
I'm not saying you got to preach to them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
My whole thing is, I never want to be preachy and none of this stuff because I'm no better than you.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm no better than you. But I do know that with what I got, um, I'm not gonna let it waste. I'm gonna make sure that I use it to inspire somebody for real, for real.
Right. Does it get Does it get frustrating sometimes that the type of music that y'all make don't get the respect that is due? They ready to listen to a bunch of like does it aggravate you? Like does it piss you off sometime? Like how you feel about that?
You know what, man? I don't want to say aggravate because I know the people who do listen to me, the people who do listen to my kind of music, right? Like they know that like the glitz and the glamour and all that stuff, like that's surface.
Right,
It's surface. Like the as long as the impact is felt in your day to day, it don't have to be played in no club or nothing like that. Like, man, listen to me outside the club, straight up. Like, you got so many other hours in the day outside of the club. Like, I feel like my best, your best time to listen to me would be outside of a club.
right,
But um, not to say that a brother can't make any kind of music like that, but I know what my favorite and what my specialty is, and it is making that music that makes you feel like you can do anything, whether you
right.
club or outside the club. But of course, um, I got my favorite kind of thing to make, and I think you know exactly what I'm talking about with that, man. Just
Yes, sir.
yes, sir. You gonna vibe, and you gonna feel you gonna feel like you can do anything when you listen to.
And see, that's why they call y'all MCs, not a rapper.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
And like another question, like you independent, right?
indeed.
How is it being independent, and would you like to sign to to a label?
Signed to a label. So ideally, I would like to partner with a label.
Okay.
That's what I ideally would like to do. Um, and it got to make sense. The only thing with signing to a label, the one thing I don't want to do is give up masters or anything like that. I work too hard on my craft to give up ownership of what exactly I make. Um, so yeah, I'm not opposed to having some discussions that make sense, and if there's a fruitful solution that benefits both parties, or anything like that, then we can talk about it. But I would prefer to partner with a major if I could. But
Right.
until then, we're gonna keep it independent, and we're gonna keep working as a team to make sure that we
Right.
get that music out there to the people the way it
Right.
needs to be put out.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So navigating into this music business, right?
Uh-huh.
What's the good? What's the good and what's the bad for people like me that's not a rapper, that's not, what I'm saying, like don't have the access like you have because you in the music industry, right? What's
Yeah.
the good and the bad? And have you ever thought about giving up at a certain time and be like, hell no, like let me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the good, let's start with that. The good is the different artists and people within that realm that you come across and connections that you build. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? The information that's shared that can help elevate not just yourself but your team and just your overall artistry to different heights, depending on who you come across and what information you decide to apply. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So there's good in that. There's great and excellent in just the people that are impacted by the music that you put out.
Right.
Like for yourself, for you telling me what you told me earlier in this episode, it's just like that's amazing to me, brother, because like that just tells me to keep on doing what I'm doing. You know,
Absolutely.
keep on doing what I'm doing, and that's where I can't quit. There's no way. I would never let myself quit. I got a bunch of people who would never let me quit in this passion that I passed since I was a little kid. So that's what I love about this really the most is how it impacts people whenever they listen, and just hearing those accounts of what the music did for them and how they listen to it, how they apply it in their daily soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? So um, that's what I love about just being in the music industry the most. Just the people and kind of like what Cole said, man, studying their hearts, man. Like really like studying like this moves you. You
Right.
know, you feel like invincible. You feel like okay, like this hope, like all of that. The bad is there's a lot of fake shit that
Right.
that we come across as artists. It's a lot of how do I say this? It's a lot of people who are manipulative and who will try to come up with, like they put the mask on, but that's with any kind of setting. I feel
Right.
like there's gonna be a lot of those people who put on that mask. They shake your hand when they got something right behind for you. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? Just to kind of screw you in the end. Um, a lot of shiciness that you can come across too. But it's up to you to kind of decipher how you want to proceed with that, knowing that, right?
Right.
Now DOC, the
DLC.
the DOC used to be a part of NWA, kind of like an unofficial member. He was
Okay.
he actually mentored. Look him up, man. He's a Dallas legend.
Okay.
He mentors Snoop, and him and Dr. Dre are practically brothers. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah. So I went to a DOC show, his first and I think only show in many years,
Right.
back in 2015. Took a picture of him, posted it on the Twitter. He reposted it and all that type of stuff.
That's dope.
Yeah, and then several years later, matter of fact, this year, right, like earlier this year, I asked him if you can listen to some stuff. He said, "Oh, this is dope. This is dope." I
Oh, that's
absolutely,
what's up.
yeah. But then a couple months later, I reached out to him and I told him this to be like real honest, like, "Hey, man, out here in Dallas, it's moving so slow when it comes to just this whole music thing, right? And it's not really moving at the speed that I had hoped that it would. And you did a whole thing to moving to LA, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking about doing the same." And
Right.
the one thing that he said, this is all on Twitter. The one thing he said was, like, this is in a message. He said, "That's cool, bro. Do that. Just the only thing is, be very mindful of the people that you keep in your space.
Right.
Be very mindful of who you allow in your space." And that stuck with me. And that's it.
Right.
I didn't really need to say nothing else after that. I was like, okay. So that's the bad thing. You got to be very mindful of who exactly it is that you allow in your space, because they will try to leech off you and your
Right.
energy. So,
Absolutely.
that's pretty much what I would
That's
say for
deep.
that thing. And what was the last question, bro?
Um, that was that for that one. So for a little kid that they want to do music, right?
Yeah.
What is some of the advice you can give to them, so they can, you know, navigate like you doing in this music industry? Like, what's some advice you would give them?
Man, the number one thing is you gotta be a student of this. You gotta have so much love for this, like on your free time, to just study the game. And you trying to be a rapper and all that, you want to be an MC, boy, you better get to writing.
Right.
You better
Absolutely.
you better get to writing, man. You better get to even if you don't write, you just freestyle. Like, shoot, I know I do that too. You gotta do that every day. You better,
Right.
you know what I mean? You put them hours in, them 10,000 hours plus. You gotta put
Right.
that in, man. It's imperative. So if you're a kid and you watching this, you in middle school, you in high school, you in college, you know what I'm saying? I would tell you, like, seriously, if you really want to do this, you have to just put in so much man hours as if you clocked in for work into this. You got to get your writing up, get your bars up, right? Study this game, study the legends who came before us, and shit. Study the new people too, man.
Right.
Your generation. Study that, right? Because you can
Right.
learn from everybody, man. You can learn from every single person. You ain't gotta be no rappity rap cat. You can be a melodic guy. You can sing your ass off. I know I love doing that too. Just do something that is strictly true to you,
Right.
and you will prosper. And if you know that's something that you genuinely love to do, you're not trying to prove to nobody but yourself that you can do this, you're gonna be just fine, man. And that's something that I I'm discovering as I keep doing this, because I'm still not where I want to be.
Right.
Let's be clear. I'm not where I want to be yet. Um, but I know that what's for me will happen. So until then, we're gonna keep it pushing. And you should do the same, man.
That's what's up. I'm pretty sure in this music game, right, that you've been rapping, I know it came with a lot of sacrifice. I know you had to probably sacrifice a lot, right?
Man. Whew. Man, where you want to go? Where you want to start?
Wherever you want to, man.
Hey, you know when you ever seen the Avengers, the Infinity War?
Yeah, yes, sir.
All right, you know when Thanos had tossed Gamora into the to
Yes,
get the
indeed.
Soul Stone,
Yeah, yeah,
and then he went to like some place subconsciously or whatever, like,
yeah.
and like younger Gamora was like, "Hey, what did you have to sacrifice to get to get here?" And he said, "Everything."
Yep.
That's how I feel, bro. Like I went through a lot of I went through a lot of just uh of just realizing that, certain people ain't for you, man. Certain people not gonna believe in what you trying to do.
Right,
I slowly just kind of cut myself away from any kind of influence that could try to make its way to make me think that I shouldn't do this no more.
right,
So sacrificing friendships, I sacrificed a lot of time, a lot of money into this.
right,
But that's quite honestly, it's going to take them risks for you
right,
to even get anything going. And funny enough, we're talking about this, and I'm in that process right now, just transitioning more and more into doing this like as a full-time thing. You,
right.
you feel me? So
Yes, sir.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, just it's a lot of sacrificing your time, your money, your social whatever. Like you just need that time for yourself just to work on this, man, when nobody else is watching you. And if you got to cancel some engagements, going out and all that, man, do it, because while they out there, doing what they do on a Saturday night, Friday
Right,
night,
right,
and you inside really working on this, or tinkering, whatever it is that you do. It don't have to be music. It just anything, right?
right.
Man, them they gonna those dividends gonna come in. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
it's gonna come in for you. And I've experienced that before, so I want to experience more of that and just stay focused in whatever it is that I'm doing.
Because a lot of people think what you're doing is easy. Like it's just overnight success, and
Mm-hmm.
they don't understand the grind, the sacrifice that y'all have to do to, and the money.
Yeah,
I know y'all invest in yourself a lot, right? Just even setting up this little podcast that got cost a lot. But
yeah,
I know for y'all, it's even 10 times
yeah,
expensive, and 10 times the being patient, and
man,
and you know getting
man,
told yes or no, and like
yeah, yeah. Like this album, man, it was expensive for me. It was
right,
expensive for me. Just putting that whole thing together, a lot of time in the studio, a lot of studio time, a lot of, I record myself in the crib, but
mm,
there'll be times where I go to the studio, I meet up with the homies, man, and we cooking, we
right.
right, we perfecting, we tinkering, right, and that studio time ain't free.
Oh no, I can imagine, man.
You got to pay to play out here, but
Right,
the end result, like this album, my goal with the album is that it lives forever in somebody's soundtrack, daily soundtrack, or just in their life soundtrack. It lives forever in that. And that's what all my projects going forward. I never want to put no material out there that I didn't feel that I gave 100%. You know what I mean? I never want to give you no half baked. I'm not a half baked microwave kind of artist, man.
I
I'm one
agree with
that,
that.
I'm someone who values the presentation in a meal, in a meal that's actually quality. You know,
Right,
so
I
that's
can,
that's a legacy I want to leave, man.
and you can tell that you take your time with your music. You can hear it, you know what I'm saying, and
Yeah,
like I always dissect your music. Like I always like I listen to the album more than once, and I'm always learning something different. Like I'm always learning, and that's what music should be about, right? I don't
yeah,
like club music is cool, you know what I'm saying, when you go into the club and you whatever, but sometimes I like to wind down or or like I tell people, if you're getting off from work, man, you've been had a long day, bro. You don't want
Yeah,
to be on that route, bro. You want to put in some, some Eddy-King on, and just it's a whole, it's a vibe. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And I be trying to explain that to people, man. It's okay to listen to other music, but they got other good music out there besides club. Club bangers is cool, man. But they got
They cool.
rappers out here
They're cool. They're
that's
cool.
doing their thing.
Yeah, and I want to be multifaceted with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to put myself in no box. I can make
Right,
whatever I feel like making. Just
right.
know that there's always going to be a little bit more than what you think when you first hear it. That's why I study artists like like a Jay-Z, especially like a Kendrick, like a Cole, like a Andre, like these guys, man, like these MCs, like they have these messages in their music that will always go over people's heads. You
Absolutely.
you're never gonna get it the first time. You're not gonna get every single thing he said. If you tell me you got every single thing that he said the first time, I'm not gonna believe you. Like
Right, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like not every single thing you're gonna get the first time with these artists that I mentioned, because the level of depth
Right.
and research that goes into some of the things that's being talked about. Jay Electronica is another one too, man.
Oh man.
Like
Yes.
I mean, hey, he right up your alley, man. Louisiana boy as well. You
Yeah,
know,
New Orleans, yeah.
yeah, like someone like that. Um, like these are just artists that it's like hieroglyphics, man. It's like really you got to really decode what it is that they talking about. And they
Absolutely.
in their music, you
Bec-
know.
Because as you get older, your understanding get better and better. Because like
Yeah,
um Illmatic is my favorite album, right? And
yeah, I
every
know it.
time I listen to it, I'm always learning because my understanding of life and understanding like what he, because when I was young, I would listen to it, okay, it was dope, right? But then when I got older, I started understanding more. And then the more I got older and I listened to it, I understand more and more because
Yeah,
I'm always learning something. And that's how your music is. As you get older, you're gonna understand the music and you'll be like, damn, like
yeah,
I understand what he's saying now because I'm older, I'm wiser, and I done live life a little bit more. Because you might say something about something that you might not you never experienced that shit, so you don't really understand that word, right?
yeah,
And then
yeah,
when you get older, you listen to it again, I understand that word. So what he said even makes more sense now than it would did back then, right? And like what's some music besides yours that you listening to right now? Like what's some music that you listening to besides your music? Because it
yeah.
is dope. But what's some music that you listening to right now?
Right at this moment,
Yeah, at this moment, right at this moment.
I'm a big fan of Anderson .Paak, right?
Okay.
So I listened to he put out this project called No Worries,
Okay.
or not No Worries. That's the name of his group with him and Knowledge. The name of the project is called Yes Law. That's kind of like his ad lib, right? And bro, when I tell you, I spend that project every single week. That's like the one project that puts me at ease. But there's a lot of stuff in there. He's storytelling.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, he's painting pictures in there, and he's rapper but singer, you know what I'm saying? Like he has a lot of soul to him, and the sound and the beats are very. I can tell the beats are they're very like Mad Lib kind of like production on this particular project, because Knowledge is kind of known for flipping a lot of like he's very abstract, so the very
Mm-hmm.
abstract project, a lot of incredible scene on there, dope storytelling. He's like Tabasco sauce,
Right.
so you know what I'm saying. So a lot of Anderson .Paak, a lot of I've been listening to the Vince Staples project, the one that came out this year. It's kind of
Okay.
like an autobiography project, like it's only 20 minutes long, but it's 20 minutes, get straight to the point. And he says a lot in there. It sounds like a night ride in LA.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it takes me there. It takes me to nighttime in LA. Like imagine myself inside a car going down Long Beach, you know what I mean?
Right.
Listening to like this mood kind of music that he created, but he's talking about his life like he always does. But this one specifically being a self-titled project, I noticed that more than the others. So that one's another one. I love that new Nas project too.
Oh man, let's talk about it.
That Kings of Thieves too, man.
Yes, yes.
I've been on that, hearing Miss Lauryn Hill on Nobody is incredible. You know, she didn't give no hook. She went straight to the bars, and she was talking. She gave you a summary of where she's been these years.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So like hearing her again, hearing I'd say a revitalized Eminem in a sense, like in the Nas trading some bars was dope. Nas, of course, just going over hip boy production, which he struck gold twice now with him, and I feel like it's better than the first one. Even though I love the first one, the second one just
absolutely.
It takes me to a place. I've also been on what's his other one? There's so many projects, bro. Like I went back to Donda. I give it its flowers a little bit. I understand where he was going for. That Life of the Party, that Andre 3000 verse on that is arguably verse of the year that I've heard. I've spun that so many times. I've been on that. I've been on just, man. Like
that Jay Electronica verse too.
Oh, that Jay Electronica. Oh my God, bro. Jadakiss on the remix on the part 2 joint is ridiculous, man. Like if you really listen to what he's talking about. That Tyler project. How could I forget? The Tyler the Creator album.
How
Me You Get Lost. Incredible album, man. Incredible. Just it took me back to when I was in early high school, man, 9th and 10th grade, listening to the DJ Drama Gangsta Grills mixtapes.
Yes, sir.
The specific one that it reminded me of was the Pharrell one that he did with DJ Drama. It took me back to that one because Tyler's such a student of Pharrell, right? Like his whole thing. So for him to basically kind of give us that in 2021, it's incredible. It was very nostalgic for me. So
the crazy thing about that is I've been listening to him since he was with Odd Future.
For sure.
Yeah. And I'm glad somebody else appreciate that Donna album. I love that Donna album. A lot of people say it's too long, but I grew up in the era of Master P when he used to give you double disc.
Yeah.
And you'd have 20-something songs. Like I grew up in that era, so I understand what he was doing and I appreciate it. Like that's a good body work. People hate on that album.
And before, I'm gonna be real with you, it did feel bloated to me at first.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I let it live for a little bit, especially before the deluxe came out. I let it breathe for a little bit, and I went back to it again, and I was just like, man, this is incredible. This is actually a really good project, despite all, taking out the cussing and all that. Like, that's such a minute kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Another project that now this is kind of an oddball. This comes out of nowhere. This came out in 2015. Lupe, man. Lupe is one of them.
Oh yeah.
He's one of them samurais when it comes to the lyricism.
Absolutely. Slept on, man.
That Tessio and Youth.
Right.
Have you heard it?
I heard some. I don't think I heard that one, but I heard a lot of his music, and he is nice. He can rap with the best of them. People sleep on him though.
They sleep on him though. So
I don't know why.
So I didn't hear the entire project in its entirety again this year. Like I've heard it multiple times, but I went specifically back to Mural. That's the song he got. That's one of his best songs he's ever done. Right? It's like a 7-minute epic of just lyrical exercise. He's literally painting a picture with each bar. It's very captivating. Just imagining the scenery that he's painting with his lyricism. That's why it's literally called Mural. And I got that whole sense. He didn't even have to call that song Mural for me to know that, this different imagery that he was displaying in his bars, man. So Tessio and Youth, I went back to that, and man, I can go on and on, man. I can go on and on, man. I just love this rap shit. I love this hip hop shit.
Oh, I know.
I love good music. If we want to talk about R&B, that's a whole other bag.
Right.
I love R&B so much too, man. Like,
I can imagine.
Yeah, like if you want to ask about R&B, we can do that.
Yeah, let's talk about that too then.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
So what's some R&B? So what's some R&B music you feeling right now? And did you hear that new Adele?
Oh, did I hear the new Adele? I haven't heard it yet, and it's kind of a crime that I haven't. But I'm gonna be real with you. I got to do more of a deep dive with Adele. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big Georgia Smith fan. I like Georgia Smith.
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna check them out.
Yeah, man, check her out. She's incredible. She's from the UK.
Okay.
This is other artist, Cleo Soul. She's very dope. Cleo Soul. She's from the UK as well. I definitely go back to the Giveon. He has a project that he came out with earlier this year. I listened to that. I listened to some Brent Faiyaz here and there. He's dope. But like I said, I'm a huge Anderson .Paak fan. Like the R&B bag is
Right.
like really, he has a very rich, very man, it's just the authenticity I know is there every time I hear him. You know,
Right.
I don't have to question it. I can tell raspy and everything. Like it's just there's something about Anderson .Paak music that just
I'm gonna check them out.
yeah.
You gave me. I'm slipping. I'm gonna check it out. I'll
Yeah.
be so stuck on hip hop so much. Like I do listen to some R&B, but like I be so like hip hop, man. Like, and I was able to listen to Adele, and I was like she's not like, and believe it or not, I'm embarrassed, but this is the first album that I ever heard of her. Like I heard of like songs and stuff on the radio and stuff like that, but it's the first time I really dived into her album and listened to it. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling and vibing, bro. Like I'm like, she's really dope. Like as a whole project wise. Like I say, I heard songs and stuff like that, but like listening to a whole project, I never did.
Yeah.
I never did. But I listened to her last project she came out with. I think it was like last week.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. It came out like last week or so.
Yeah.
I think it's called, what's it called? 30 or something like that.
Yeah. I know it's like she got a couple of them like 31, 32 or something like that.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, she's obviously, you got to give her flowers, but that's one artist that I definitely need to do more of a deep dive on.
And Alicia Keys came out with an album this Friday too. This Friday.
Yeah. No, I got to check that out too, man. It's a lot of great music out there. How could I forget this, man? I listen to that new Ross, man. I'm a Ross guy.
How you feel about Ross? I listen to Ross. I got mixed feelings about it. I feel like he should have just kept that. Me personally, but and I'm a big Rick Ross fan. Like he never missed to me. Like every album he ever came out with, he always struck gold. This one right here, maybe I got to go back and give it a second listen, but I wasn't feeling it, bro.
So here's what I'm saying on this one. I had this talk with my homeboy yesterday on this project, and I'm still getting through my second listen, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the first listen, what I can agree with is that he don't have no bona fide out the gate. He don't have like a bona fide like that one,
right?
Like a bona fide like oh this gonna go up in the club. Oh, this gonna go up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like trying to remember the name of the song specifically that just really captivated me whenever I was listening to it. It was Warm Words in a Cold World. Like that joint, the one that he got with Wale, and then he got Future on there, which it was just surprising to hear Future on that song. Me personally, I didn't expect to hear Future on that kind of a beat, which it was cool. It was kind of like, okay.
It was refreshing.
It was refreshing. I wouldn't expect you to be on this super luxurious kind of production, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he has a song, I think it was the Rapper Estates with Benny. Benny the Butcher, man. Griselda, what they're doing right now is just, I'm a big Griselda guy, man. I love what they're doing. It's kind of like, it's almost like being a fan of being a fan of Griselda. They have like this cult kind of following in a sense. So, I've been listening to a lot of Benny the Butcher, the Plugs I Met series, been listening to that, Burden of Proof, West Side Gun, been listening to that too. And Conway, to me personally, out of the three, in terms of a lyricist, he's probably the most gifted lyricist.
Right.
I would say his bars are just like consistently just, it's like, dang, I'm saying damn after every other bar, like, okay.
He that guy. Goddamn right.
It brings out the kid in me when I listen to Griselda, man, because I really love like the, like the Wu-Tang, like those clicked up, all of that, man. Like I love just the that camaraderie and
Right.
rap, you know?
Right.
Like I love the camaraderie and competitive spirit that they got. And the fact, you know, of course, I think they if I'm not mistaken, they're in their late 30s, you know,
Okay.
stuff like that, early 40s, you know what I mean? And to still have that level of just passion for just writing and coming up with the dopest bars, the dopest like this music, incorporating these sound bites that are just like you're gonna laugh,
Right.
you're gonna take in a lot of jewelry, a lot of gems. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Right.
lot of gems that are being shared in those sound bites, and you know, there's just some fun shit in there, all the way to the ad libs and all that. But the bars are there; they're never lacking on the bars.
Right. Right.
You meet the bar standard. You pass, in the word of Royce, you know, the 5'9", you pass the bar exam. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
With each project, you know
Right.
what I mean? And yeah, like, sorry, I gave you a lot.
No, I'm like, hey, bro, listen, you know,
I'm a big music head like yourself,
right?
brother. You know this.
Absolutely. And you know, we always have dope conversations. So you already know, man.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna get that Rick Ross a
Give it
second
another
listen.
chance. Give it
Let me
another
give it
chance.
because I was like, if there was a new artist coming out and they dropped this project, it'd be like, okay, cool. But this is Rick Ross we talking about here, man.
Right. This is a
Certified
certain level.
legend.
There's a certain level, certain standard that we hold Ross to.
Exactly.
You know, like the same guy who created Teflon Don, the same guy who created. See, my two favorite projects from Ross is God Forgives I Don't. I love that album so
Yeah,
much,
that was a dope one.
and I love Rather You Than Me. That's another one that he came out with. That's so underrated, extremely underrated. That's probably damn near my favorite one. That's the first Ross project I ever bought.
Right.
But how I forget Deep in the Rap? Deep in the Rap is another incredible body of work.
I still think his first one that
in Miami.
I mean, I still think
that's the one for you.
Man, I still think that's his, and that's not no shot to his other project. It's just like Urban Legend for me.
Same thing, bro.
Huh?
I noticed that he would say. I think he ranked his albums in one interview, and he said Port of Miami one was number one.
Yes, like that's for me. I don't care what he make from here on out. That one right there, it's just like T.I. with Urban Legend.
No.
Urban Legend for me.
You know, T.I. was my favorite rapper. My first real favorite rapper was T.I.
I remember. Yeah, I remember the conversation.
Yeah, you remember that? Too.
Yeah, but matter of fact, we was in the I think we was in the kids session, session of talking when we was talking about that. I think we was in the we was like, it was late at night and we was helping different departments with their stuff and we were talking about that. So yeah, I don't care what T.I. dropped from here on out. Urban Legend for me.
Yeah.
I would put that in the top 10 of like my favorite albums. Like that Urban Legend is I don't care what he dropped out. I don't care what he dropped from here on out.
King is like, man, a lot of inspiration came from that one album. My favorite song of all time still is What You Know.
Right.
That's my favorite song because that's another song. I mean, I talk about Miss Jackson when I was a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
But specifically in, I believe it was 7th grade, when I heard What You Know, when I saw the video, it was, oh, I can't hear you, man.
You can't hear me?
Oh,
I'm listening to yeah. I was listening to you, yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I was listening to you.
Okay, yeah, no. When I heard What You Know as a kid, you know, 7th grade, I was like, man, who is this cat, man? Like, it's a certain swagger that I was just like, yo, like, I'm vibing to this. What you know about? And you just, what you know. You know how he always does. What you know about that? What you know about that? I know all of that. Like,
yeah.
Just different, man. But then I realized this same guy made Bring Him Out. This same guy made Rubber Band Man. This same guy made 24. I love these songs as kids.
Right.
As a kid.
Right.
I was just like, this is T.I.? Like, I didn't know.
Sir.
I did like a deep dive since then. I was like, oh, shoot. You made like another one of my favorite songs as a kid. Bring Him Out. So you're that guy. And I've been a huge, huge fan. You was my favorite rapper ever since.
Bro, my favorite song ever that he ever made was Stand Up.
Oh,
The man
stand
said you got an
up.
alligator mouth and a hummingbird ass. Your mouth writing checks that your ass can't cash. 145 and I'm out of your weight class. You want to survive, better scramble like eggs and break fast. Can I know how to handle your fake ass? I'm gonna ride on you and hide you. And yesterday's trash. I'm like, bro, this man is
Bro,
different.
this man is different. This man is different, man. And
Like,
he's very like, I'm the king. You can't say nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? You don't like that? Fuck you. You
bro.
know, like, and you know what? The legends were behind him.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Scarface, the Scarface was behind him. Pimp C.
Pimp, I just about to say Pimp C was telling them boys to squash it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but stand up for me. That was
Uh,
one
his
of the.
he's a very underrated lyricist, man.
You think so?
I think so. I
You don't
think
think people give him his flowers like they supposed to?
I don't think they do, man. Because they look at he did the podcast thing, right, and
Mm-hmm.
had his controversies, like the whole thing with his daughter and all that from years
Right.
ago. Then it sparked a lot of outrage, and just sometimes he can be very outspoken, but he's truly he's truly a legend that I feel like at times they just kind of featuring Ti or Ti, and they take him for granted, man. He
You're right.
he he's definitely top 5 greatest Atlanta rappers of all time. I don't care.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
I say top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
If you want to argue Andre being number 1, I'm not gonna fight you on that.
Yeah, I'm like, listen, 3 stacks, I'm gonna shut my mouth because that's my guy.
Yeah, that like, bro, if it wasn't for Andre, I wouldn't be, you know what I mean? Like, he ushered me into this hip hop thing, you know what I'm saying? And he's just one of those people, just people in general that inspired me a lot.
Right.
Um,
Him and
just,
Big Boy, they those
yeah,
boys
both
are.
of them.
I mean,
Both.
Goody Mob too. Don't get like Goody Mob,
Oh
like
man, what? Yeah.
but Andre and Big Boy, they are Atlanta. Like
They
no,
are
like
Atlanta. Both of them. They're
yes,
both Atlanta.
yes,
Them boys talk about being true to your name. Outcasts being completely just outside the box and just sparking the South got something to say.
say
That was the catalyst for change that should be engraved in hip hop history.
absolutely.
And it is, but it should be more like that statement was so powerful, bro. I think that was at a Source Awards or something.
Yep, it was in New York.
That's powerful. Hey, and the South got something to say. And we've had something to say ever since. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
So,
bro.
yeah. So like, got to give credit to Andre. Got to give credit to Tip. You know what I'm saying? Both T.I. and Q-Tip and all those guys, man, up in New York. Because thinking about Q-Tip and just Tribe Called Quest,
Mm-hmm.
them cats, they don't even sound like New York. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
yeah, they don't.
when you think about New York rap,
Think
Tribe,
about
yeah,
they,
you know, they like talk about some outcasts. Like them boys is just they in a whole other world with their music, they sound.
absolutely,
You know,
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
I gotta throw you in the hot seat, bro. Before we let you go, gotta throw
Go
you in the
ahead.
hot seat.
Cold right now, man. Go ahead.
You only can listen to 5 rappers for the rest of your life. You only can listen to 5, dead or alive. Who would it be? You only can listen to 5 rappers. Only 5 rappers you can listen to, bro. Who would it be?
No particular order.
No particular order.
Okay. If I only had 5 rappers to listen to for my entire life,
Yes, sir.
I would say, give me Hove, give me Kendrick, give me J. Cole, give me Oof. Oof, it's hard. These last 2 gonna be tough, man. Whew, that's tough.
Yes,
Man.
sir. Hot seat, baby.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Just from what I listen to already, like just I can never get tired of type shit. Whew.
Yes, sir. Only 5, baby. Only 5.
Oh man, yeah. And final two, and that's all we doing, right?
Yeah.
Man, I'm a big West Coast guy, man. I already said Kendrick, so I got him in there. I need another West Coast artist that I listen to a lot.
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to say in this moment because, man,
it's your 5, man. It's your 5.
That's my life.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. This one isn't West Coast, but like, I need this in my I just need this. I need this in my rotation, man. Give me. You know what, man? Go ahead and give me Big Crit, man. I need Big Crit in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I need some Big Crit. And then last but not least, give me for the rest of my life, how can I not put I gotta put Drake in there because I need that balance, bro.
He would be in mine too.
I need that balance, bro. And the thing about Drake, here's the cheat code. Drake has done music with damn near everybody.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely, he's everywhere.
He's done music with everybody, right? So I still get a piece of everybody else when I put Drake in there, right? I got Kendrick in there. I got Cole in there because them two guys, I can't tell you how many times I listen to them. Hove is another guy who has a whole bunch of things to choose from. And, you know, what was it? I said Big Crit. Crit is just like, bro,
yeah,
super underrated, super just like.
I bought his last album he came out with. That was Physical too.
Yeah, the Physical, incredible. Mm-hmm. You know, I would say this with Crit though, and like his music, especially up to 2017 with the Forever's a Mighty Long Time, one of the greatest albums I've ever heard in my life, as well as mixtapes. But him and I would say him and this is crazy, but with Anderson .Paak, he is MC / like singer, right? Mm-hmm. Right. Those guys I listen to almost like interchangeably, right? But bro, I wanted to say Nas so bad. You know? But I have to balance out my top 5 because I got a lot of lyrical in there.
Right.
So I had to balance that out, you know? But
that's why that's
a hard question, bro.
It's a hot seat, man. I can't make it easy, but I can't make it 10, bro.
Yeah,
that's too easy.
That's a great question, man. Yeah, shouts out to you. That's a great question because
I can't make it easy, bro.
I got so many, bro. I didn't even say Doom.
Oh man, Doom, yeah, R&P, yeah, but that was yes.
R.P. Doom. You know, R.P. to all the legends that came before us, man. That came before
me. But I couldn't make it easy for you, bro. I call it the hot seat, man.
Man, well, shoot, that was a hard one, man. I listened to too much music, so that one kind of hurt.
Yes, indeed. That's what it was meant.
I want to go back now.
Yeah, that's what it was meant for, bro. So before I let you go, bro, what are you working on any new projects? You got any shows coming out? Are you doing any shows upcoming? Are you working on a new project?
Yeah, so definitely pushing this project that came out, Overtime, available now on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple, Tidal, the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you can get your streaming going, just pop in Eddy-King, Overtime, and 2 words, Overtime, and then you're gonna find that thing. So we pushing that right now. We got visuals on the way. Clothing, I'm actually wearing my own brand, Rose Gold.
I mean, you gonna have my size, bro?
I got you, man. It depends on what size you want, man.
I can extra large. Well, a 2X, but I can get it. I can get in the extra large, man.
Extra large, okay. Yeah. I got XLs, man. So just
okay, well that's good then.
Yeah. After this, man, we can go ahead and get that going for you, bro. And I'll mail it out to you, man.
Okay, appreciate it.
People don't know.
Oh, come on, man! Don't shit on me like that, man. I need. Oh yeah.
We got to make sure that the brand can be shown, from the front and the back. So
that's nasty.
Yeah,
it's hoodie season too.
shout out to my boy Aaron Burkholder, man. That's my business partner, man. We and my boy just in general. Um, we came up with that whole like the logo and everything like that, man. And we got a whole team that that that's really trying to push this rose gold to the people. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what's
yeah.
up. Any shows you about to any upcoming shows?
We got some stuff that's in the works. Just most recently, I did my first ever um, this I guess you can say headlining event, like where
Okay.
I organized it with my team, and partnered up with this dope store out here in Dallas called Corner Store, which is
Okay.
CRN uh, TRNR and then store STR, like not the traditional way of spelling it. Um, they partnered up with me. They believed in what I wanted to do as like a rollout for this album, and we went ahead and had this dope. Almost about 200 people came through for the event and
Nice, nice.
all that. So I do plan on doing more event planning after that because it just basically tells me that we can do it. We can do it. We can give people these unforgettable experiences. I got people who told me they were really inspired through that whole thing and just had a great time and met so many dope individuals. And I want to be able to provide that for people moving forward with my events and stuff like that. So more shows. I want to do touring. That's something that's going to be coming later. I'd say next year. The goal is
Okay.
to be able to tour and go to different cities that have no idea who the hell I am. That's where the growth is really gonna come in.
Right.
You know?
I'll be looking out for that.
And I got a project that is being worked on as well, man.
Are you
So
working on a new project?
definitely, but before I even put that out, we gotta give this one it's
Yes,
TLC. We got
absolutely.
it's TLC, and we gotta make sure that it's
Right.
the attention is really given and pushed out
Right.
and straight like that.
Okay. Where can people reach you at, man? If they want to, contact you or want to follow you, where can they follow you at, man?
Yeah, just holler at me.
On your social
I,
media.
yeah, my IG. That's EddyDTX, EDDYDTX, like Dallas, Texas, DTX. You can get at me out at Twitter, Eddy-King, EDDYKING, DTX on Twitter. And those are the main two social medias that you can reach out. You can reach out to me directly and all that. And I got my SoundCloud out there. It's the same as my Twitter handle, and you got my YouTube and all of that. But definitely the IG and the Twitter is where you want to holler at me at for sure.
Man, bro. And if y'all mess with me, but y'all rock with me like y'all say y'all do, go check my dog out. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. I will not tell you about bullshit, bro. Every time I post something, bro, you always tell me I never miss when I support music. So if y'all mess with me, bro, support my dog Eddy-King. I promise you, bro. Y'all won't be mad, bro. If anything, y'all gonna thank me, man. I promise you, bro. This is episode 2, bro. Hanging with my brother, man. I appreciate you, but my dog for coming through
My brother, my boy.
and showing my people some love, man. And I hope that y'all
Yeah,
enjoyed it. I know y'all gonna enjoy this, bro. I promise. I enjoyed it. This is one for the ages, bro. For real, for real. And stay tuned for the next episode, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through when y'all do come through, man. And fuck with your boy, man. And we out, man.
yeah, we out, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, you know that.